Thank God it's Friday. On your view, welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam Lunge.
Hello, Mariah. I'm fine, thank you. And I'm here again on this side of the table.
I didn't say anything. Yes. You said it. You brought it up.
So I'm just excited. I mean, Christmas is almost here. And what's so unusual for me is that I still haven't put up my Christmas tree. But I hope to do it this weekend. You know, we're just facing writing exams and things like that. So that's all that's important to us. Yes, we had an interview the other day, and I just like how it is. It's like an online interview with the child and the parents, and they will ask a child all the things that they do, like co-curricular activities that they do. So, you know,
that's becoming more and more important.
Yeah, so it's important you let your child, you know, be involved in things that they're interested in outside academics, because, you know, they ask questions.
Co-curricular activity.
Well,
it is.
It's part of the things that, and then they'll ask you to bring show medals or certificates to prove that that person is involved.
You participated in that.
So it's
I
important.
like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Raising the total child. Anyway, how are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm fine. This is the first time that our result was a theory result. Like, I was told my son has cried and cried before I go. I think he was preparing that I don't beat him. Oh. So he now cried the cry in advance when he saw his result.
Which of your sons? You have 3.
Daniel.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. But he cried the cry finish. I started playing Roblox before I got home. So I'm like, I don't think this boy understands. So I've increased the budgets for lesson teachers like tripled in this year alone, because I want to like prepare them, and this is the first time we got a result that was that bad, you know. So I'm like, I'm not even going to shout. I just kept quiet. I did as if I did not see it.
Just sit down, review, and re-strategize. That's all.
Honestly, I felt very bad. So I just kept quiet.
I just relax.
And we did revision. Like, I did the revision for the maths by myself. We set questions. So this result was extremely shocking.
Okay. Yeah, it's all
I just said that I said,
this online math tutor, she's really good with kids. Maybe after I'll give you.
Yeah, please. Because
how are you doing, Obiajelo?
I'm doing great. A lot of people have been accusing me of being a feminist. I don't even know what feminism means.
Is it negative
to
accuse someone?
Did I say I'm a feminist? So the scholarship thing I did for 1,000 women, a lot of guys have come to say that only women, you're a feminist now, you're thinking about just women. Please, it's open for guys as well. I just wanted to encourage more women in STEM, more young girls in STEM. They always wait for something glamorous, you know, they want to shine, but you can actually make something good for yourself doing STEM. So it's open to men as well. And people come into my DM to ask me what they need to do. I've said this, I've posted it on my page. I'm going to repost again today. Please follow the instructions. It's very simple. Follow the instructions.
There's no corner.
And don't come and be asking me questions. I'm not involved in the selection process. I've given that out. I've outsourced it to a company that's handling. It's an American company. They don't... You know
they
now.
Look face.
So just follow. It's very simple. Do what you're asked to do there, and then you get in. Men too, please. The scholarship is for you.
Fantastic. Right, looking really beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the hair. I love the dress.
Yeah. Your mom, I was telling the ladies that my mom, this is like 1986, Indian handmade. She had like all the colors. I mean, like she has black, white, green, yellow, orange, pink, purple, all the colors.
So pretty.
Wow. It's really, really nice.
Pretty. Now she forgot me.
I'm telling you, you know what I've just blended well. Well, we're still having our African-themed Christmas. We're pretty excited today. We'll be giving out more gifts today. At the end of the show, we're going to have gifts given out to people from Eleganza. Thanks for the gifts they gave to us. We'll also be giving out cash gift of 50,000 naira. And guess what?
What?
Ada Small gave us 50,000 naira gift vouchers for our viewers today. Please.
Because I'm rooting for our colours. Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe during the show, we'll see which one of our colours will get this. Maybe somebody that gives a nice commentary or something.
Or then on YouTube too.
On YouTube and Twitter.
YouTube and
yes, we need to.
Okay, let's do YouTube today.
Yes.
Any nice comments? Let's see if we can get nice comments on YouTube.
So rush over to YouTube.
We'll do YouTube today. So YouTube will get another small. We have someone in Lagos that can do that. YouTube is difficult to find.
Terms and conditions apply.
If you're in Lagos, then you can definitely get the big gift voucher. All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll review the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right.
We are already on TV. All right, we're going to start with The Nation. Conflicting orders. NJC bars 3 judges from promotion. I won't sue Akonde for autobiography, says Adebanjo. 400 billion naira census budget divides senators. Don't back any presidential aspirants, PDP BOT tells Ayu. Lawan Gbaja, governors, others greet Buhari at 79. And UK resumes visa application processing. Okay, which story are we taking?
So senators are divided over the proposed conduct of the national census next year by the National Population Commission, NPC. And they're saying this is as a result of the insecurities that we have in the country. The budget that was given for this census was supposed to be 400 billion. And some senators are saying that that cash could have been used or should be used to fix infrastructure and provide jobs. Other members are also highlighting the fact that they plan to use 2 billion naira on sanitizers and face masks within the 13 days that they want to run this, that this is just basically a waste of money, and it can be directed to, other things that would benefit Nigerians. And they are saying that, the MPC is now saying that they do not have any fear that they will not be able to conduct elections because the census, because when it comes to elections now, the politicians will be saying elections must hold without the fear of insecurity. But when it comes to census, everybody is now saying we need to pay attention to insecurity. Some senators are saying that even in their constituents, they are not even able to reach some of their constituents, especially in the northern states. So how do you count when there is no peace in the land? So it's been a back and forth with the
count.
All right, so the NJC has waved the big stick. They barred 3 judges from promotion, according to them. If you recall, this was they had summoned about 5 judges concerning practices in from I think it was Jigawa State, Imo State, Kebbi, and a few other places. So these 2 judges, let me read out the names of the 2 that was in the papers. Judge Okogbule Gbasam and Nusirat Umar will not move to the higher bench, according to the report. In the next 2 years, said the 3rd one is Judge Edem Kufri of the High Court in Cross River State. Now, these judges were found guilty of issuing conflicting orders in the cases involving the former national chairman of the PDP, Prince Uche Secondus. And if you recall, this thing happened some while back, and they were summoned to
I'm really happy about this because we need to strengthen the judiciary. I know there's another conflicting judgment with the issue of marriage, that the Koiri is not a federal...
we took that story and
it's likely to be, we might get a call today from somebody who's going to be clarifying that issue. Yes, ma'am.
Our president is 79 years old. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Anyways, the whole of Nigeria, Nigerians are felicitating with him.
Really?
The National Assembly, yes.
Okay.
So
so many.
Big age.
Oh, of course, it's a big age and an important age, and it's for our president, so happy birthday,
sir. To President Muhammad.
And then the National Assembly, we have the leaders of the National Assembly. We have the Speaker, who congratulated the president through a message, and he says, Mr. President, Nigeria and Nigerians are proud of you. The way you are steering the ship of the Nigerian state has been commendable, and so many other congratulatory messages to our president. And our president is traveling to Turkey for the 3rd Turkey-Africa Partnership Summit. The theme for this year is Enhanced Partnership for Common Development and Prosperity. So the agenda is really to review the cooperation between African countries and Turkey since the last summit in 2014. So
we can see the results. There's a lot of Turkish products in Nigeria, but I hope
he's going with his wife and 8 ministers. Oh, 7 ministers.
Please let me quickly take the UK story. The UK has now resumed visa application processes.
Thank God.
For everyone that is from 4 a.m. on the 15th of December, applications for non-visiting, applications for student visas, as well as those that are migrating immigration visas would now be processed because Nigeria has been removed from the red list. So this is like a subsequent action following
Moving
that.
on quickly now to the Punch. AGF writes Buhari says mandatory direct primaries will cause confusion. Reps demand dismantling of Lagos Southeast routes and checkpoints. Salary deductions, fighting monarchs cost you election, not rigging, Oyinlola replies Akonde. Hoodlum arrested for kidnapping Ondo female worshippers during vigil, others held. Bakers Association storms Lagos Assembly, decries harsh policies. FG warns Nigerians as COVID-19 cases rise by 630% in 10 days. Buhari snubs call to visit the north, jets out to Turkey with wife and 7 ministers. And FAN suspends workers as car confronts landing plane on Lagos airport's runway. Okay, which story are we taking?
Yeah, so it's been reported that the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, had written to the president about 2 weeks ago to highlight what he thinks will be the problems of including the direct primaries, in the Electoral Act Amendment Bill that is being looked at. Although Punch says that they could not get a direct confirmation of what was written to the president from the office of the AGF, but from really good sources, they said that he was talking about that when you include the direct primaries, it will cause confusion within the political parties, and some of the political parties already have their constitution. It will mean for them to start redoing their constitution. They said although the memo didn't have anything to do about the illegality of including direct primaries, because he did not quote the constitution, so, and that this is unlike the letters he would normally write to the president, which always come with the constitution being quoted to show the legality or illegality of whatever he was suggesting. That's where we are.
Right. Any other stories?
Yes, so the Ondo State Security Network Agency, that's the Amotekun, has arrested a suspect, Igbekele Abiodun, for allegedly kidnapping 4 worshippers during a church vigil.
Wow.
They said they stormed into the church about 11 p.m. and then took 4 of the female worshippers and molested them. But somebody made a report to Amotekun, and then they were able to rescue those people after they had been molested. So they are taking the victims to the hospital to get treatment, and they are also trailing the other suspects, because there was only one of them, that's the Igbekele Abiodun, that was arrested. According to some of the ladies, they said they had taken their phones, taken their money before molesting them, and they were thankful to Amotekun for coming to their rescue.
So I'll take the story of bread makers. Bread makers, under the aegis of Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria, have gone to the Lagos State House of Assembly to protest. They also went to the governor's office to protest. The protest is as a result of the fact that they had written a letter formally complaining about the challenges they've been facing, multiple taxation, harassment by different agencies, and of course, there's the cost of things going up. So they said they wrote a letter and they didn't get a reply. And so in following up, they are here. Said that aside from the fact that they get visits from National Agency of Food and Drugs Administration and Control, that's NAFDAC. They also get visited by hostel police officers. They get the payee structure. People come to check if they are complying with payee structure. They said based on this association, 500,000 persons are in the imminence of losing their jobs. That's on one side. Right. Prices might go up because they keep having to pay different people, settling them, saying they're coming to check how the process is being done. That they should simplify the process of monitoring how we are operating our business and have just one agency supervise us. We all know when they come and supervise, they will always collect money. So there are multiple taxation going on within the industry.
All right, let me just very quickly, there's a story of COVID-19 cases. So the Minister of State has said that there's a rising case of COVID-19 cases. That's the Dr. Oluwanibe Mamura. And he said that the data we have is that there's a sharp increase in infections, as about 739 cases recorded between November 26th and December 5th. And according to him, the best we can do right now is to strengthen the existing measures through advocacy, awareness, creation, education, and emphasis on the need for people to take responsibility for their health. And at the end of the day, the buck really stops at our table. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close.
Oh, yeah, take me close.
New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
To wash plates, they give.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Right, we're going to start with the nation. Oh, the sun, the Daily Sun. Moving on now to 3 judges in trouble over conflicting court orders. We talked about that already. FG offers 250 billion naira to cook for subscription. Abducted Imo monarch youth leader found dead. Military backs drug war as Marwa meets service chiefs. Kalu urges APC to postpone convention. Governors to review planned privatization of 10 power plants by FG. Adebanjo challenges Tinubu Akande to declare sources of wealth. Okay, which story are we taking?
There's a lot of fear going around in Ihite, Ihube Autonomous Community in Okigwe local government area of Imo State. Their traditional ruler, Eze Paul Obu, and youth leader of the community who were abducted on Sunday, were found dead on Wednesday. According to the Daily Sun, said the monarch's lifeless body was laid in the palace and is scheduled for burial. That's yesterday. They said there was another traditional ruler, Acho Ndukwe, who was abducted on the same day, but he was rescued. And he was narrating that the abductors shot the other king in his very presence. That's yesterday. I took a story also where there's a lot of fear, especially in Imo State. About 5 of their monarchs have been kidnapped. and eyewitnesses are saying they do not understand what is happening. It could be political. I just want to appeal that there should be peace. I really don't understand what the security officials are doing in that state to allow these monarchs to be kidnapped like back to back, almost on a daily basis. We have the Eastern Security Network. I don't know if they have started operation. I don't know what they are doing. Nobody's saying anything concerning these monarchs that are being taken and killed and just losing lives anyhow. Something needs to be done.
So the NDLEA chairman, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, has paid a courtesy visit to the Nigerian Army to solicit their help. Speaking to Staff Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya in Abuja, he asked that they would like more partnership with the military in combating the drug abuse and trafficking within Nigeria, that about 15 million Nigerians are directly or indirectly being affected by drug abuse. And the military replied in saying that they would continue to support, they would increase their level of support, and more importantly, they want the NDLEA to push for stiffer punishments for those caught. It shouldn't just be being convicted, but there should be a stronger punishment for anyone caught trafficking drugs. And the person in charge of Ebonyi State NDLEA found about 196 pinches of meth, popularly called Unkpuru Miri, and they said they didn't find it in one place. They found it in even rural communities within Ebonyi State. It has really gone deep within local communities, and they're saying people should, if you know, report and desist from using this.
All right, so the governors had a meeting yesterday where they were discussing the review of the 10 generating plants. I mean, you know the GenCos belong to the government. I didn't even realize that 53% belong to equity belongs to the state government, while 47% belongs to the federal government. I didn't even know that. But they're discussing privatization of these GenCos. I mean, remember, these schools have been privatized, and we still have the transmission that's taking the GenCos to the discos. So, but the GenCos right now are looking to be privatized, and the governors are discussing reviewing that. At the same meeting, they're also discussing setting up polio, I think it's polio centers, I think they called it. Says polio transition committees to be headed by the commissioners of health to adapt and facilitate the implementation of the transition plan for the respective states. They're going to be really focusing on cholera, the spread of cholera in these centers, and they'll be trying to do that through water and sanitation interventions. And also at the same meeting, they added the governor's pledge to settle all outstanding pensions and obligations through the contributory pension scheme, save from the money from subsidy. That was the catch. If we remove subsidy, that money we use to pay the outstanding pensions. Well, see how that goes.
Now what?
Let's move on now to another paper, Vanguard. Outrage as Nigeria loses 964 security agents in 1 year. Fire got shops at Balogun Market. UK leads suspension on processing of visa. States to clear all outstanding pensions after fuel subsidy. Just talked about that. Reps to federal government explore options to bring down price of cooking gas. Buhari directs minister to release seized salaries of doctors and other health workers. Banditry tension in North as groups plan shutdown of states. And police lies made me spend 29 years on death row, says the 56-year-old mechanic. Okay, which story?
Yes, in the North. So this coalition of northern group, CNG, has given the federal government 3 months to resolve the insecurity issues we're having in the North, or else they will do what they say they'll carry out a mass action that will not preclude occupying all towns in the frontline states and federal capital territory. And really, their grouse is this constant kidnapping, banditry, armed robbery has escalated in the Northwest, resulting in the killings of hundreds of people. And, you know, we cannot, the North cannot continue like that. This is also alongside, you know, the northern governors have been meeting regularly also concerning this. This group has put the blame on both the federal government as well as the state government for not stepping in quickly enough from the beginning until now we have what we have on our hands.
It was a very sad story yesterday. Many traders at the Balogun market were weeping yesterday as fire gutted most of their goods. They said the fire started 5 a.m. and, you know, it just continued. A lot of the market women who came into their stores were lamenting seriously that they had stocked millions of goods, especially for this season. They were saying some of them had gotten loans to buy these goods to sell this period, and now that the fire has, you know, taken most of the goods, they are really in trouble. And they said it happened, I think, the Story building, I wanted to get the name. He said 3-story, among the 56 shops of a 3-story building in Bode Plaza, where leather materials were sold. Everything was almost razed down. But the incident was confirmed by NEMA, and they said they had put it out by 7 a.m. But there was no life that was lost, thankfully, though you know, there was a lot of damage. But they couldn't even ascertain the cause of the fire as at the time of the report.
Because
you know, this is the Hamatan as well.
But still, there will be Hamatan coming.
We have to find a way to protect. There's got to be some kind of insurance.
So that's where my thoughts went. I hope that, you know how informal business and our economy is in Nigeria. Most of those markets, I don't know if they take insurance for their businesses and for their
I think that considering the number of fires they've had in Balogun market,
insurance
should be very serious.
You know the Nigerian attitude.
The speed of fire response might, maybe if it increases, we would reduce the number, what we lose.
But because just like you said, the weather, there are various factors that can cause fire to actually
the weather is dry right
But
now.
the point is that these are the first fire.
Exactly.
Other insurance companies go to them, prefer solutions. Okay, I can give you this kind of deal where you pay me this amount of money and we protect you. And this kind of things happens. It's happened so many times.
There may be, but we know the general attitude of Nigeria.
We don't like to pay
towards putting money inside something that may not happen to me. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. And secondly, you know how congested that market is. So I'm wondering how many fire stations there are in that market, because there are quite a number.
And if we clear them now, they'll carry placard that we clear them. So there's a lot of things, a lot of factors. Just anyway, I was going to take another story.
Good news from Ondo State. So the Ondo State security outfit, Amotekun, was able to swiftly respond to a kidnapping that took place in a church. The kidnapper, one of the kidnappers, a man disguised himself as a woman, went into the church, arrested, kidnapped a little 5-month-old baby, 78-year-old female leader of the church, as well as the mother. And they were rescued within hours. Immediately they got the distress call. They went to the bushes where they know these kidnappers will go into. Also, in the past 2 weeks, they've been able to grab 75 criminals, some of them confirmed to be kidnappers. Others, they said that within 30 minutes, when they steal a motorcycle, they dismantle the motorcycle into pieces and sell it off as parts. And they got them. They were also able to impound about 350 motorcycles, tinted cars, a lot of all the things that the kidnappers were using. Good job to the Ondo.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to take that. The president has actually directed the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, to pay and release money to salaries. Hopefully that's the salary. They also can stop call off the strike. And the approval covers not just ASU, covers Juhesu and a bunch of other groups too, that they should make payments immediately, and hopefully that should calm everybody down. Moving on quickly now to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's find a story we've not taken. Amotekun rescues 5-month-old baby. We just talked about that. Adequate improved security critical to success of 2023 general election, says Jega. Citizens should be allowed to carry arms for self-defense, says Masari. Subsidy NLC falls federal government's fuel importation policy. I think we talked about it yesterday. And is another story we haven't taken. Conflicting court orders, NJC bars airing judges from promotion. Okay.
A story from my hometown.
Please
Plateau
go ahead.
State. I don't know, I didn't hear that, but
go ahead.
So the Emir of Wasi, Mohammed Haruna, has raised an alarm that Plateau State, and by extension, of course, Nigeria, risk having food crisis in 2022 because of insecurity. He says this insecurity has caused many people to leave their farms. They cannot get to their farms. And that for those who have harvested, long before this became a situation where they couldn't get to their farms, they sold off about 70% of their products. He says, we are blessed with vast land, and our people are not lazy. They want to work, but they are moving to the cities. And even when they move, they are idle because there's nothing to do. This is what they do. This is farming, and they can't get to do that. And so, of course, this meeting was really talking about insecurity and the food crisis, so there were other stakeholders and, of course, talking to the federal government to do all that it can all stakeholders, academicians, everyone to make sure this insecurity is resolved and we can have food.
And also, the governor of Katsina State is reiterating his directive to the government to allow citizens to carry arms. Remember, he said this, I think, last year or so. And he's reiterating it again. And listen, that we need unusual approach to deal with these people who are nothing but animals terrorizing our people. And he has called for collective efforts by both the leaders and citizens to take ownership of their lives and forests across the country to repel the attacks of these bandits across the state. So, as great as it sounds, but citizens carrying arms, I don't know.
We may need to carry on. I did not sleep last night, so they were shooting in my area.
Almost every paper we took, we just talked about the insecurity.
They were shooting seriously. I couldn't sleep. Shooting seriously. Like, I felt it was in my compound. They were shooting seriously. This carrying arms may just carry arms.
So for some areas,
it's not like you're taking it out.
Amoteku is working for them in Ondo. Maybe in Masari states, in Katsina state, maybe carrying arms might work. We must develop, we must split up,
localize
solutions to the problem. We know maybe Lagos, our thuggery is our problem. Then we know that we quell and say no more. We don't want thugs on the roads and all of that.
All right, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our sponsored segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
I am
àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
ọkọ tí wàá sọ yìí.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
torí kí ni.
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ wọn píjẹ́ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọ ọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkí ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́. kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
ọkọ tí wàá sọ yìí.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
torí kí ni.
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ wọn píjẹ́ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọ ọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkí ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Makeup, check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script, check. Are we set in the VCR? All tape and plays? VCR, check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. Before we go to our sponsor segments, move on to our hot topic first. So, for a while now, a popular politician, very influential one at that, and his ex-wife have been in the news over the custody of their children. According to reports, the ex-wife has been complaining that this man, this politician, have taken away her children and denied her access to all 4 of them. There are speculations that this case is dragging because the man in question is also a very influential politician. But recently, this woman came to social media asking Nigerians for help, saying that, listen, she needs access to her children. The man, on the other hand, showed a video of the children and a nanny trying to predict, or is it nannies, predict that, or I'm looking for the word, to depict that they're happy and they're doing well. So the question, therefore, is, when a woman is married to a highly influential person and they go their separate ways, either in divorce or separation, what laws do we have to support a woman in getting access to her children? And that's really the question here. And at some point, we'll be having a lawyer to be shedding light on this. I think we have, let me get her name. We have Chidozie Ogbehil. She's the lawyer based in Lagos, and we'll be bringing him on a bit later to shed some light. But I'd like to hear the thoughts of the ladies on this. In the issue of custody, abroad, we understand usually the system almost supports a woman. You know, it's almost a no-brainer that, you know, yes, you go to court, but oftentimes the court looks at the objectivity of the case. Okay, who has more earnings, who can provide for the children, and you see what happens at the end of the day. But here, it drags, and it's almost like the person who has the upper hand takes over the children. In your case, how have you heard, what stories have you heard, and what are your thoughts on this issue exactly?
Okay, for me, I think most parents are selfish when it comes to issues like this. You get into a relationship, you claim to love each other, and then for whatever reason, the love goes sour, and you want to take it out on the children, the innocent children who did not beg for you to bring them to life. You know, we've had this case. I remember growing up, there was a family member of mine who was married to this woman, and then the thing did not work out. And I know how she would sneak into their school to pick them up. The man will go there, take the kids back, beat her up in the, you know, in her compound at the time. She will come back again. She'll be hiding in the fence. She'll be calling us, come. Call my son for me, call my daughter for me. I bought biscuits, you know, it was so traumatic, even for the children. So for me, aside the court, I know the court will take its time and they work based on the evidence they have in front of them and how they assess it, which is, I can't fault them, that's the justice system. But you as a parent, how are you concerned about the emotional trauma you are going to be giving to that child? Every child needs the father and the mother. I'm not saying especially the mother. The father and the mother, if they are healthy, if they are mentally okay to take care of the child, they need that. And now that one of you is out of the house for whatever reason, why do you want to deny access to the other person? Even if it's to come and, even if you are going to supervise, okay, I'm going to be around when you come and see these children. Come, have a good time with them, and then go. We continue our fight outside. Why do we have to allow these children bear the brunt of our misbehavior and everything that has happened?
Right.
So why don't we find that way for the sake of the children first? Put the children first. You can sort out yourself in court later and then take custody however the court gives it. But the children first, please.
So in this kind of situation, we see Nigerians, and we try to say, what's the most civilized approach in this situation? Yes, you and the spouse fell out. But how can you pack your ego, your emotional hurts, and focus on what BC just said, the children? How difficult is this process, do you think, Mariam?
It's difficult depending on the sort of person you are. And it will be easier. That's also determined by the sort of person that you are, or how aggrieved you feel, and how much access to power you think you have, and you can manipulate the situation. Yes, marriages, some of them end. Some love relationships go sour. But as BC has just said, if you put the children first, if to you, both of you, the children are important, you will set your ego aside, because this is not really about the children anymore. This is an ego tussle. This is, I know who you don't, how dare you do what you have done to me, and I will show you how powerful I am and who I am. This, your children, you may never see them. Or, I'll constantly come on the news or media and talk ill of you. So I've heard Nima a few times that she's had to handle family situations. She's always begging for mediation before it gets to the court. Let's see what we can do. Let's have a sit down and let's talk. And that's what I also know that families, especially Nigerian African families, try to do. The family will come in and try to talk to, someone. There has to be somebody that this person respects enough, listens to, and is, unwilling to look bad before them. Sometimes when I see people like that, I always say, is it that they are so stubborn that there's no one in their family or amongst their friends that can make them see reason? Or just put your grievances aside and your anger aside, and let's do this for the sake of the children. This particular story that we're talking about, even though that video was supposed to show, look, the children are happy, but it looked even more sad to me. It looked sad to me because if they're so happy, why is the mother on the outside crying just to see them? I know the politician in question also said, well, she has access to come and see them in the house. But we have heard stories of domestic violence. And I can understand how a person may not want to put themselves in the situation where they were violated, in the essence. And there's nothing wrong in finding a neutral place for her to visit while the father is there supervising. So that's why it's important when it comes to the justice system, social works, families. It's important that all hands are on deck to allow for easy transition.
We learned recently about ego. That ego is not always a bad thing.
Yes.
Now, in this situation, could it be, if I were in the woman's shoes, let's put ourselves in that woman's shoes right now, and this man who, and this question is probably for topic. This man who you fell out with, and he maybe allegedly beat you up, and he had a really serious breakdown with you, and you hate him with every fiber of your being. No problem. But he has given you a condition. The only condition is that you come and see them in my house. You as a woman who desperately want to see your woman, would you put aside your own ego too and say, okay, because of that, I will go with a guide or somebody to follow me. Okay, I want to go and see my children, even if it is once a month. You also swallow that ego. But is there that ego tussle you talked about where both sides are not willing to make room for the children in this regard? What do you think?
I think that you cannot expect rational behavior from people going through emotional trauma.
Fantastic.
And in most cases, when there's a bitter separation, both parties are going through emotional trauma. The challenge is two elephants fighting, the grass is the children get to suffer in between this. So it's important that the wiser one in the party seeks professional help and deals with him or herself so that they are more rational in relating with the other party that might not be that rational at the moment. So for me, if it is the woman, because you're the one coming to social media crying, so obviously you desperately want to see your children. And there is, I cannot imagine what she's going through. So my thought would be, do all that you can. Bend over backwards. If you feel that you need to go through you need to psych yourself to be able to get into that house. Psych yourself because you are making this sacrifice for your children. If for any reason you now get attacked again there, we would understand that you have gone far above and beyond. If he says you are not allowed into the house to even meet the children anyway, we can understand that. But I believe that you must exhaust all peaceful options before going online, because social media never forgets. And these children, they will grow up and see these things there. So it's important that we protect our children as much as possible. But like I started by saying, we cannot expect rational behavior from people who are going through emotional trauma. So the first line is each parent and anyone in any divorce, separation process, get yourself emotionally right. Because you cannot give to the child when you are not in a stable situation.
So we're going to go on break. So what you're saying is that you're broken right now, you're hurt. It's not a good time to make a decision. Go find yourself some healing, right? Before you now say, and then approach the situation like, okay, now I'm healed, I'm over the thing we had. Now I'm ready to have a conversation on this children. Maybe that's an option, we don't know. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
As parents share their reasons for joy, your baby stands a chance to win from over 5 million naira in cash and other amazing prizes. To enter your baby in the competition, buy any 3 different Cousins baby products or a gift pack. Take a creative picture of your baby with the product, upload the picture on the app, and you are good to go. The competition is open to babies between 0 to 24 months. For more info, visit at Cousins Baby NG.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this issue of custody. Now, we know there's a part of the law, which we're going to get to in a moment with our guests. But there's also the part of the moral guidelines people engage in these kind of things. What's the logical thing to do? What's the civilized thing to do when a man and a woman are going their separate ways and the children are involved? We've seen a case, as I said earlier, of a politician where he seems quite influential, and the woman has 4 children with him, 4 boys, and she's like, I want access to my children. And for whatever reason, he's saying, I'm not stopping you, but she's scared of going into his house. So in that situation, Tokwe has said that when there are 2 emotional people fighting, there's no, you can't have any kind of reasoning. So they need somebody, maybe a neutral person, to help them see reason. But the question, therefore, is how do we ensure that in all this, the children win?
Yeah, but just like, yes, of course, a breakdown of a marriage would involve a lot of irrationality, especially in the beginning, you know, when it's really hot. But that's why we have a system. That's why we have mediation. That's why we have family members. That's why we have a justice system, the court system, because those, you know, the system is impartial, is neutral. I understand what you're going through. I understand that you may hate each other. You have parents call, grandparents or parents calling people who are on the verge of divorce or divorce. They say, I get it, you may hate each other, but you see, these my grandchildren. They must not lack for fatherly or motherly attention. I don't care what it is you people are fighting about, but you must make sure that this and this and this. And then you come up with like a timetable, a template. Okay, you visit from this time to this time. They spend this holiday with you until these emotions sort of die down and you become a little more rational. Right. And I hope that they get to that point very soon, because we have had people who have carried us for so long that anger, like, until the child now grows up and is independent enough to leave home before they can get to the other parent. So I hope that these particular ones we're talking about will quickly see.
Okay, let me come to the lawyer. Lawyer Chidozie Ugbehi. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good to have you on the show.
Interesting topic.
Yes. So before you came on the show, we were talking earlier about this issue of custody. Now, we've seen internationally that they review various facts, maybe who is financially stable, who is more emotionally stable. In the case we're talking about, the man obviously in question seems more financially stable to take care of these children. But if we look at the emotional part, there's still a lot of emotional breakdown between on both ends. So in your view, in this kind of situation, how do we fight for the children to have access to both father and mother, where even the mother can have access to her children?
Okay, good. So, as you have pointed out, it's a very, very tricky situation when children are caught between a separation and divorce. It's very tricky. Okay, now, you have also pointed out that internationally, as well as Nigeria, some things are considered by the courts before they can reach what we can call, before they can make a decision on custody. The primary concern under the law, Matrimonial Custody Act, says the interest of the children. That's the primary or paramount concern. So what is in the interest of the children at each time? That's what always dictates. One of the issues to be concerned is financial stability, as you know, the age and the gender of the child. These are things that will be considered, as well as who can provide proper accommodation. We're talking about 4 children. Okay, before I go to the 4 children issues, let's also go to a specific thing. The only ground or situation where any of the parents, either the man or the woman, which denied custody, is where they have been, they can be proven to be shown to be unfit, which means maybe the children will be under some form of harm. Maybe, you know, if you look at the allegations going back and forth between the parties we're talking about, you will see things in the news like abusive, you know, all those things. You have to declare, try to show the court that this person is unfit. I don't know. Are we together?
Isn't that a bit like that process of trying to show someone unfit? Isn't that like a bitter division? Because that will mean that each party will be looking for what is wrong with the other person and emphasizing the person's fault. Isn't that bitter in itself, an unhealthy environment to have children caught in?
Okay, so let me also separate it. So there are some countries in the world where when parties are trying to either separate or divorce, I keep using separate or divorce because of the technical marriage situation, relationship situation we're talking about here. We're not sure of the marriage or whether or not there's a marriage. Do you understand what I'm saying? So because of the allegations around it. So let's use separation or divorce to be on the safe side. Now, when under Nigerian law, what we practice is a false divorce-based system or false separation. Somebody has to be at fault. You cannot. There are countries where you have what we call a no-fault divorce. I don't know if you are following. So in the case where the system specifies that someone has to be at fault. Although when it comes to custody issues, the person, whoever it is who has been found to be at fault, does not necessarily get punished with custody. Like you don't get denied of custody simply because they're at fault for a wedding or a marriage breaking down. I don't know if you follow. So when it comes to custody, it is just the interest of the children. It's no longer about fault. But if you are insistent or you are trying to deny one of or your partner in this case access or custody, you want to show that they are unfit. It's not fault. It's just fitness. This child will be, or these children will be under harm. They might fall under, they're not being catered for. This person doesn't have the capacity to cater to this number of children due to their emotional stability, their whatever it is, maybe their health. You just show unfitness. And so in Nigeria, there are different types of custody orders that can be given. There's a joint custody. There's a split custody. You know, among others, although the joint custody is the more popular option, where both parents have custody.
Okay, go ahead. Let me get the question in for you.
Ask you this question. Okay. So I had a case recently where the court had given this woman custody of the children, but the husband refused to obey the court. Until today, she's still fighting to get him to even appear in court and present these children. He went to their school, changed their school without her permission, and disappeared, practically kidnapped the children. What is the justice system supposed to do in such a case, especially with an influential person? Because this person I'm talking about is quite influential, and they have done nothing to him yet.
Okay, so if we're talking about the same situation, I'd like to say that the woman in question simply filed a custody action. There is no custody order yet. To the best of my knowledge, I could be wrong. I have not seen anyone. If there was a custody order, it would have circulated in the news. Do you understand the situation?
Not this particular case.
It is just a custody action.
Not this case. There's another case I'm talking about. What do you do in that case? Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, no. As soon as you have any court order, once the other party is defaulting or not obeying the court order, there's a way to enforce an order. There are steps you can take to make sure or to enforce any order of court. So as far as we're talking about court judgment, this means lawyers have been involved. So her lawyer simply, or whoever has the court order for custody, simply just needs to enforce it. You do not have the option or the choice of...
If ordinary federal government doesn't obey court order, is it normal city that will obey court order?
This one, I know this case.
Yeah. We're talking about when it comes to this kind of issues, they are given by state high courts. You can simply, in fact, as a matter of fact, disobeying court orders is a very grave offense. It leads to imprisonment. You know, there are steps you can take to make sure whoever is defaulting ends up in prison.
All right, so, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation with you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy East Flash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that all you're gonna say?
ọkọ tí wàá sọ nìyẹn.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ bí jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọ mọ̀ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ mọ́ tó mọ́ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have... I think Mariam had a question before the break. Go ahead, please.
So if we look at this particular case in question and seeing the videos that they have put up, would this in any way affect what is going on in court? Would it be beneficial to the mother and injurious to the father's case, or vice versa? What do you think will happen with the videos out there?
Okay, so if we're still speaking of the same situation, when the matter is before the courts, it's known as, there's a term called sub judice. Parties to the suit or the general public really prevented from speaking about the specific situation. So normally the court is supposed to ignore any discussions around it and just determine the case based on the law and the issues before the court. Not public sentiment, not opinion, not... Do you follow? Just the issues before the court. Now, neither you or I is privy to whatever issues they filed. We just keep hearing hints of it, just, glimpses. We just hear things that they said they filed. We don't know how good these processes are. We don't know the facts they put before the court. But those are simply the things the court consider, as well as the provisions of the law. In this case, the Matrimonial Causes Act, because that's what it talks about, and the child custody, the child rights law. Those are the laws that talk about the specific issues here now. I don't know if that answers the question.
Right. Yes, Dr.
Let me ask, in cases where there is no legal marriage, like...
Good.
How can such cases be resolved? You've lived with each other, or you're not actually legally married, and now you have children in between, and now you've separated. What would the process of choosing where the child will stay, who would have a right to that child?
Yeah. Okay, this is a great question. I love this question. Now, You know, I mentioned first that the marriage situation between them is quite tricky. We don't know this. We don't know how legitimate. So let's go straight to an unmarried couple. Now, Nigeria is bound. One of the foundational laws of Nigeria is what we call common law. Nigeria also has to be bound by common law. Some of the things that affect our law. Now, under common law, a mother originally has the right to custody of an illegitimate child. The word illegitimate means that born out of wedlock. Do you follow? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly, yes.
Okay. So, the mother originally has the right to an illegitimate child, to the exclusion of the natural child, now father of the child. Now, for a father to be awarded this custody under the circumstance where they are not married a woman, he must establish under common law that this mother is unfit. That's a simple thing. Now, similarly again, when a woman has a child, right, by a man who she's not married to, now, the normal proper guardian, let's even leave custody out of it, right? The guardian, the original guardian of the child, should be the father of the mother of the child. Do you follow? Even if the father has acknowledged that, yeah, this is my child, just simply because of not married this woman, it is the father of the mother who should have guardianship over the child. Typically, you see this in Igbo culture, where if you don't marry an Igbo woman, whoever she gives birth to, she just person bears her father's surname. Yes. I don't know if you follow. Hello?
I can hear you. So,
it's just surprising.
Under common law, I talked about under customary law. What happens in our traditional setting?
Interesting.
But now, immediately we go straight to the Matrimonial Causes Act, which is the law that guides child custody in Nigeria, right? Matrimonial causes, everything, marriage, custody, guardianship, everything, the law. It's usually binding on people who have been actually married.
Right. I guess, so based on what you're saying, it's really an issue of enforcement. So we have laws.
Yes.
It's an issue of enforcement.
So it's not just enough to have rights. You have to actually go and enforce those rights. It's not just enough to have a judgment or a court order. You have to go and enforce those things. In Nigeria, just you pointed out, people do not take these things seriously. I have rights. They never do anything about them. I have a court order, They never do anything about them. Yeah. They just keep coming to social media to stir up the policy, right? And people just get entertained on social media.
Yeah.
Nothing gets done there.
So, let me ask you this question, sir. Okay. In a situation where the woman is fearful for her life, so she feels that this man used to beat her up, for example, she alleged that, he was violent towards her, and going to him. So, in this situation, the man is saying, I have not stopped you from seeing your children. Yes, we have a court judgment. You can come and see them in the house. And the woman is like, I can't go to that house, that house that they used to beat me up. Or she's just scared or petrified. Can the court compel him to find a middle place, a neutral place, where the children can meet their mother?
As a matter of fact, the court can even compel them to bring the child to court for that meeting. But these things are not things that happen on their own. You have to actually ask. The lawyers on both sides have to make applications to courts for temporary custody. There are things there are steps that should be taken. So because we don't know what's before the court, we don't know the steps they're taking already, apart from what gets to social media. I know social media only flags the things that are colorful, the sensational things. Nobody really cares about the unsensational things. So it's the sensational things that we're hearing about. We don't know the other things that have been done, that they're doing. So now, if you go back to a situation where a person is saying, I am scared. Now, there's different things you can do when you're scared of someone. The law enforcement agents are there. There are so many things you can do. It's not just enough. This is a human being. No matter how guarded the person can be or how powerful the person are, or they could be, there are things that could be done.
All right, let me get a few more questions in for you, sir.
So some of these cases last a very long time. So you are still in custody battle for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and nobody's paying attention to the emotional needs of the child. What do you think about the welfare system equipping itself in such a way that they can hold the children till the court sorts it out so that the person who is now fit to have custody of the child can get it? Is there anything we can start doing in our welfare system to provide a form of stability for these children in the interim?
So I refer to two laws, the Matrimonial Causes Act and the Child Rights Law in Nigeria. Right. Now, under the Child Rights Law, the state government can actually intervene. and do this thing you're talking about. As a matter of fact, no custody order will ever be given without the report from what they call welfare officers. So this system already exists. Yeah. But it doesn't happen automatically. You have to actually ask. You have to actually reach out. You have to actually, do you understand what I'm saying? The state will just come to, just because you've posted something on social media, come and help you. No. You have to actually reach out. Take the necessary steps.
Right.
We're talking about a matter or matters because, in this matter, if it's the same case we're talking about, we don't just have one case in court. There are fundamental human rights matter in court. There's the child custody matter in court. All kinds of things are in court. They are dragging all kinds of things that we don't know about. We don't know the issues, the full issues. Now, the government can actually get involved at this stage if they are not already involved. There's a welfare office in every local government. I don't know if people are aware of this. We have social workers.
Yes, we do.
In Lagos State, since the issue we're talking about is the Lagos State, in Lagos State,
so, sir, this woman in question, therefore, can go to Lagos State government and ask that she wants access to her children and get them to compel the man to ensure she gets to see her children.
Why are you not addressing the fact that in Nigeria, law favors powerful people?
So Tope just raised another part, which is that our law seems to favor powerful people because this same man is influential. All he needs to do is call one or two people and say, please don't come to my house.
Then it's the enforcement.
It's the enforcement, yes.
So in that situation, how would we address it? Go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, if we're talking about the same man, I would like you to know that this person is not above the law. This person has been investigated by the FCC. His account has been frozen repeatedly. He has all kinds of issues. So he's not above the law. Clearly not. The law gets to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In many ways, he is not above.
Okay.
It could be influential in some circles, but not above it. No.
Okay. Yes. All right, go ahead, Mariam.
So I would like to ask a question. For a woman that finds herself in a situation like this and she does not want for it to escalate to what we're discussing right now, what sort of advice would you give her? What sort of steps would you advise her to take towards resolving issues like this?
Okay. I don't know what you mean by escalate. Please clarify escalate. What is escalate to you? Because some people going to cause of escalation.
To the point where you don't see your child for many months and sometimes years, to the point where you are now on social media or the media seeking help from Nigerians or the world to help you.
So what could she have done in the earlier stage?
In the beginning, initially, what could they have done? What could she have done? Especially a woman that finds herself married to someone who is quite influential. There's some wisdom. Lawyers, you see it ahead and say, why don't you do it this way and this way? This will help you.
Okay, if we're talking about the same person, I saw the video online, the interview with a popular person who interviews celebrities, right? So now, in that video she mentioned, she had just put to bed, tired and all that. And then there was an issue, so she just walked out of the house. Okay, so if that was the only option she had, because according to the interview, she had walked out repeatedly, which means she just walked out on her own and left the children behind. So some people will advise, some people will suggest, in walking out, maybe go with the children. Some people do it, right? It is not the best step to take, but if custody of the children matters to you, it is something that you always do. Like, you make sure the children are where you want them to be when the matter gets to court. Because the first thing, when the matter gets to court, all parties concerned are supposed to maintain status quo. What that means is that if at the point it goes to court, the children are with her, that status quo, pending any other decision. If the children are with him, status quo. If the children are with her father, that status quo. So status quo is the state it exists at the point before the matter get to court or before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your thoughts on this.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you enlightening us on this. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll take some phone calls and read some messages. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Whoa, how hot is she? Very hot. Pick me. Just pick me, baby. Come pick me, girl. Man, I'm all ready for you.
So tasty.
He's so lucky.
Mini-me. Taste.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
All right, thanks for staying there. So we just cracked the joke. But listen, we have to talk about this issue properly, because we've heard from the lawyer.
Sorry.
The lawyer has said his own from the legal perspective. Now we're talking from, we have sisters, friends in this kind of situation. And based on what I've learned from the lawyer today is that if you're in that situation, you're married to a governor, somebody so big up there, and there's a lot of hardship going on within you, the first thing, you must have, one of the defense mechanisms is have one auntie that nobody knows about, that your husband doesn't know about. There's got to be somebody that you trust, that you don't talk about so much to your husband. Okay. Maybe you want to mention that person once in a while, and you just keep a relationship, because that's somebody that you know that you can run to, because you know the kind of marriage that you are in. If you're in that kind of marriage, where this man is very influential, he can do anything, that one and work friend, someone you trust, that is far away somewhere. They know if you say Jack Robinson, I carry my children, go there first. If they now take you to court, remain status quo means that I still have my children, whilst the court process, because that's what I have learned from Mr. Chidozie.
But Morayo, it's not easy. It's not easy, depending on the sort of man you're married to. I don't know if I should share this story, but I had this family member who was very... Nobody could talk to him, basically, growing up as a child then. And he had issues with his wife, and you dare not carry his child, whether he's at home or not. The mother is afraid of him. The father is afraid of him. The family members are afraid of him. When he speaks, everybody is shaking. You dare not. And he had about 4 wives who at some point had to leave their children because he was abusing them, you know, domestic abuse and all that. And they had to run. And they would sneak in, trying to find a way to get their children. The whole family will log, he will kill us. If you take this child, we know that you need your children. But if you take this child, this man will kill us today. He will hunt you down like a lion. Yes, he will hunt you down wherever you are. And so those women left their children behind at different points. And this man, you know, had to raise this case. So it also depends on the type of family that you fall into. We just pray that our head does not catch bad things, honestly, because you can't say. And it's also okay to pay attention to how a man treats his family members, when you are dating. I always appeal. Open your eyes. There are some subtle signs. You say, love, he treats me different. How does he treat another person? Pay attention to how he treats other people around you. Some of these things will help you. Me, I don't know.
They sang assurance, but the assurance did not assure.
I'm still going to vex that man and do the assurance. I'm still that one. Me, I meet that. What's the name of Davido? Yeah, I meet him. Let him know. Because me, I am Choma's auntie. And I'm really angry. Let me take this call. Esther, are you there?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was working before, but they've taken up our lives.
Sorry.
To wish you Merry Christmas.
Thank
I'm
you.
a big fan of your views.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
And everyone.
Thank you, Esther.
Thank you.
God bless you.
So,
yes,
I hope I will win a voucher today.
Well, you know what? Where do you live, Jumoke? Where do you live?
What did you say, ma?
Where do you live?
Ikorodu.
You have a baby? What's your baby's name?
Okay,
you know what? You're going to be our winner today. So you're going to win the 50,000 Naira gift voucher from Ada Small.
Wow. Thank you, ma.
So now that you called us, you're one of our old callers, don't worry. So our producer will get your number. So our producer will get your number, your access, and then we'll call you. But don't worry, I'll still announce it properly towards the end of the show. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Congratulations, Esther. Like what VC said, we know that we should see the handwriting on the wall. In this particular story we're discussing, there were several other people that have the handwriting was there. But you see, when you meet someone, and usually you might have heard, oh, this person beats people, and then you meet them, they are the most loving, the most attentive, and then they will tell you how they have changed. All that story was in the past, and then you see someone and you're feeling, should I judge this man based on what they said or how he has treated me? What I should tell you, judge by antecedents. Yes, but most of the time people tend to say, because I would have said before that judge by how you are being treated. Because I've heard that many times people change all of that, but now with the wisdom of old age, I have plenty gray hair. Even despite the dye, the gray is still showing. I will tell you, don't judge by what you see, judge by what he's doing.
Let me therefore add a bit to that. So if you enter a marriage where the handwriting on the wall is very clear, and you saw the antecedents is there, right? What strategy, therefore, would you enter with? Do you adopt? What strategy? Because the man is rich. He will give you comfortable. He will make you travel to Dubai. You have all the perks of this marriage. I'm just saying, if you're entering
the antecedent was domestic violence, get a helmet, get a body armor. I don't know. Well, I will say that you have to protect yourself. But I married a man who used to be married before, and I remember one of the things that I looked at that helped me to say, okay, this might be the person, was his relationship with his children. Fantastic relation. I thought he was then I think he's such a great father. And I would like that for my children. So sometimes meeting someone who used to be married before, it's like an expo on what you will see. You will go through yourself. With single people, and especially young people, those ones, they're still finding themselves. So I even feel that's even a harder decision to make, because people will develop, will grow, some things will change. But for someone who's been married before, you can tell how they did it. There's some minor mistakes that you can look away, but then there are some things that are really important. It's also important to find out what they say about the ex, how they discuss the person. So even if it ended up badly, if you have a man that is constantly bringing down the other person, my sister, think about it twice, because the way he talks about that one, he will talk about you that way, and he says a lot. So
let me ask that quickly.
The cane where they use flog first wife. They have for the back of the door. They wait for the second one.
But the point is, it still goes back to strategy. You may have had a strategy. Because the truth is that even though this man comes in and you're able to see the good side and you accept the good side, but there's somewhere behind your mind, okay, this man went through this road before and it didn't work out. So I gotta have an exit plan just in case
you buy your
something
own house.
twitches.
You need to have,
you as a woman has been entering like, so for those of you marrying regular, the new guys, there's strategy.
Yes,
but you know, entering a man that has been there before.
You will double up
you gotta have
they can give you the money for bone streets. Don't buy the bone streets yet. Go and buy land. Go and buy a house. Have somewhere you can move into, because most cases you see people that live very glam. They are dressing well. And then one thing goes wrong like this, they don't have any amount in their account. So the man is funding your lifestyle, but you have no backup. If he sends you out, even a car that you will drive, you don't have.
Let me take this call from Vivian. I have a story. If I share this story, this person will know who I'm talking about. Don't call me. Vivian, are you there?
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
You're live, Vivian. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For AG. I'm a regular viewer of your view.
Yes.
Wow, I'm happy to get you guys today.
Welcome.
Thank you. Well done of your ladies of your view. I admire you guys every day, every morning. I keep TV set watching you guys. I love your show.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a fantastic
All right. Thank you very much, Vivian.
You wanted to share a story.
Please share this story.
You see, I know of somebody who entered a marriage where they were handwriting on the wall, and immediately she entered that marriage, she knew what she was going there for. The bone streets, the travel around the world, the exorbitant lifestyle. She knew it was very clear. And she went there for that. And as just like you said, as the man was giving her, she was skipping. In fact, this woman did it to the point where she got a house. I won't mention the place. She got a beautiful house. She got a nice, lovely car. She has 3 boys and 1 girl. Quickly pop out the children. Had acts, and then the man started going crazy. He left her for another woman, but she was secure. So even though she was hurt and crying, she was crying in her beautiful house that she had already bought. She was crying in her new house. She was crying. Wisdom. She didn't enter blood love blindly. She entered with her eyes open.
Very good. Very good. But I also want to know, like, how long did it take before the man got crazy? Because some people get there and it's 1 year. Some people it's 2 years.
Her boys, her oldest child was about 8 years old.
So some people don't have enough may not have gathered enough to get a beautiful house. But it's always good to have something to put aside to help you be independent. You know, another thing I wanted to mention is because a lot of people may think, oh, he has a lot of money, he showed that video. He thought he showed that video. Look at how happy they are. Look at their large room. Look at all the nannies. Money does not always translate to happiness or best parenting. Yes, they may have all the nice things in that thing in the house, but the love, the care, the attention of a mother, even if you have less than what it will be if you're in a marriage, it's still it's important that you create a happy place. So I just don't want you to be thinking of creating a big house, but create mindsets where your child or your children, if you live with them, will feel safe with you. Because there's something else where when you move and the children are constantly reminded of your bitterness, of your anger, you're taking that child into another toxic environment.
Okay. Let me emphasize this for people who would be planning to get into marriage. Love is a beautiful thing. We all love love on this table. But it's wise that you open your eyes to see even how your husband-to-be relates with his family members, relates with his friends. If you get involved with a man who does not have respect for any form of authority, know that you are getting into a war zone because nobody can calm him down, nobody can tell him something and he will listen. It's always a very big red flag. Don't fear, no, he's a man of himself. He has money, he's okay. Tomorrow, you will need something and he cannot listen to anybody to help you. So pay attention to those things. And we advise young people when you're getting into marriage, even as a single, like our husbands does not have additional people when we came. We met them saying, you have to be independent. What do you have in your hands that you can do that would help you survive and help your children as well, so that you're not constantly in that place feeling terrible, having resentment feelings, and then raising those children in that toxic environment. If it's not working, you can take yourself out. You know that at least you and your children will not be hungry. So if you're getting into marriage and you want to be lazy, I beg you, have a rethink.
Okay, I hear you, but there's also that part we forget. See, there have been arranged marriages that have worked for years.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that the woman is all over lovey-dovey, head over heels. But you can't actually enter a marriage because maybe the man is 60 years old and you are maybe 40 or 35. He's like, I want to settle down. You're not head over heels. He's not the best-looking guy. He doesn't have a pot belly. At least he can take care of you. And you're going there with your head screwed on tight. And this is what I'm here for.
Yes.
You enter it. You get the house you want. Your children are happy. You already have father figures. Your brother, your uncles. You already have father. You planned it.
Yes.
These are the people that will be the father figures for my children. Just in case this man you are. No, I'm just in case the man you are. Because the man might be there with you. No problem. But just in case he was.
One thing with these arranged marriages is
you
that
at some point.
One thing with these arranged marriages.
No, hold on, please. What should the men do
when they
are getting married in case the woman you want in future?
BC, the one
because
the
we have crazy women.
The one the man's want. If the woman you want, he would pick another.
You out of the house.
No, he would just pick another babe, bring it to the house as life continues. It's the women that are left to find how to make it.
Most of these arranged marriages, the expectations are low.
Yes.
So I'm not going there because I'm expecting Indian movie love, dancing in the garden and things like that. I know this is what I want and this is what I expect this marriage to provide for me. And it should be, well, you know, Oprah and her friend Gail, they were asking them questions about what should the woman do if she finds herself in a toxic marriage and she wants to leave. And I was blown away because Oprah is a wealthy woman. And she says, I will always tell a woman, I may not advise a woman to leave, but she tells me it's so toxic that there's domestic violence. I will say, don't just leave. Make sure you have a plan. So you must create a plan. You know, a lot of times we say it as if, oh, this Nigerian woman just want to get car and get bone straight. But even people abroad that are making lots of money are like, when you are leaving, make sure that you have a plan down and someone who is helping you to remind you of that plan. Because sometimes the going now gets a bit good and then you forget your plan. That will remind you have a plan.
I think we can stand on that note. Thank you very much, ladies. I think we're done with that topic now. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we have a sponsored segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Thanks for staying with us. TE Market is a holding company registered in Seychelles and Kenya with running projects in South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Cameroon, Kenya, Nigeria, Republic of Congo, Uganda, and Ghana. Now, this conglomerate is a financial organization primarily focused on rewriting the African story by scaling up the trade and financial markets industry. Joining us on the show via Zoom to discuss more is the founder, the president of TE Markets, Ian Mvula. Welcome to the show, sir. Hello, sir. Are you there? I'm told you're muted. Could you kindly unmute? Hello, sir. Are you there?
I'm here, and thank you for having me.
Great.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about what you're launching today, what TE Market is launching today.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. We're launching the first African Consolidated Exchange. It's an exchange with just about everything, all the tradable assets, instruments on one platform. So we've got crypto there. We have the good old Forex, African exotic currencies, African indices, and African commodities, as well as the global instruments. We all have them there. It's fantastic. We also have a launch pad there where SMEs can list their projects to raise capital. The rules are somehow relaxed as compared to the traditional stock market. The rules being relaxed doesn't mean that we're not going to be vetting projects. We are going to be vetting projects. And so the members of the public out there might as well be assured that we're going to do our homework.
Right.
We guarantee nothing, but just as it is in any market, there are great opportunities that people can look out for.
All right, go ahead.
So what's inspired you to set up the TE Markets and the AX platform?
Well, part of the inspiration, there's several things, but part of the inspiration was that there wasn't just, there hasn't been any market or platform out there that promotes our very own on this continent. You see that if you're going to make money in the financial markets, you have to go and trade their instruments, in a different market, it being Europe or North America or, Southeast Asia. And none of it has really been done for our own continent. I mean, yeah, of course, there are a few exotic currencies. In fact, you do have the South African rand that is being traded against other major currencies. And probably that's just about it. And so we've been left out of this great opportunity.
Right.
And we're here to change that and to completely rewrite the African story.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, so what if I have a disposable income of, say, $50 to $100 per month? What are the options on the ASEX platform for me?
Oh, well, for that kind of capital to start with, I would recommend that you consider investing in the companies, the projects that are going to be listed there, so that you grow your capital a little bit more before you can go and trade other instruments or other markets that require a little bit more meat or beef to start with. I wouldn't recommend anyone to start with $50 or $100 to trade in the high-risk arena of the markets. As you know, trading on in the stock market or the forex market or in the crypto market where we are is high risk, as you may be aware. And so, if you're going to do that, of course, you can use low gearing to do that. And for those of your viewers, your listeners out there that understand the trading dynamics, they'll probably agree with me. So yeah, you can use completely low gearing and go out and start with a little bit of capital and grow it that way. But I mean, here we're just talking about how would the average Joe out there get started. I would recommend, and what I would recommend is, hey, go and invest that in a business that is already going somewhere, and then wait. And then when you grow that portfolio, use that part of that growth to go and start trading in the high risk arena.
Right.
And then, yeah.
So what would be the kind of returns one would get investing on your platform, let's say monthly or bi-monthly or even annually? What would be the expected return?
Oh, well, that's difficult to answer in the sense that, well, it depends on the risk appetite one has. You know, there are people that can trade and literally make 100% within a very short period. And this, I'm talking about self-trading. And of course, there will be some liquidity pools there that people can, you know, can invest in and then expect a return. But I'm talking in terms of a DIY, a do-it-yourself sort of scenario. It depends on the risk appetite one has and the kind of capital and the kind of strategy one is going to employ. And so I would recommend one to go with a low-risk strategy. And grow an account over a long period of time. So I wouldn't recommend I wouldn't want to discuss any figures here and then mislead people to think that, hey, you can just dive in and then suddenly walk away with a bag of, you know. Right. So, yeah, let's go it easy. And that is what we recommend to anyone.
So let me just join these two questions. So how do you make money exactly from ASX, and also what opportunities, what kind of listings do you have in Nigeria that we can actually access? Oh well, if you mean in terms of the users or the platform, I mean rather that question. When you mean how do you make money, do you mean us as a business or as users? If you mean it in terms of users, like I said, you could trade the crypto market, you could trade the Forex market, you could trade the African exotic currencies market, you could invest in a liquidity pool, you can invest in a project, a listed project or a listed company that is going to list on our exchange, and then get a return from there. Do we have any listings from Nigeria? Not as yet. We are only launching today, but we do have several companies or several entrepreneurs that have shown interest. And I think from next week, we will be doing some kind of onboarding of 1 or 2 projects once they're vetted for them to be able to list on our exchange. Right. Needless to say, I think that another coin that is just picking momentum from Nigeria that might be trading on our exchange as well. But I wouldn't go into those details now up until all the boxes are ticked and all the contracts signed.
Okay. All right, so I'm a business person looking for capital to grow my business. Does ASX have any solutions for me?
Yes, like I said, you've got a business where it depends on which industry and what you're doing. You can bring your business to the ASX if you're going to want to raise capital. You know, as a business owner, you know, you can raise capital by going to a bank, by going to a venture capitalist. You can, you know, there are various other financial services providers that you can go to and obtain capital to grow your business or to start your business. But in this case, if your business has already picked up momentum and it's a promising business, it's got a credible business plan, you know, we have relaxed rules on our exchange. You could come and list your business on our exchange and raise additional capital from the public, and you know, and then be able to give your investors a dividend periodically as you declare it. So that is an easier way to raise capital these days, using exchanges like ourselves, tokenized in a tokenized manner. And there aren't so many exchanges that you could do that. At least here in Africa, I think we're the only ones that are going to be doing that as we launched from today onwards. But I think I know 1 or 2 other exchanges overseas that you could do that kind of raising of capital from the exchange. So without going to create a coin, a token, you can just come to our exchange. Once the project is vetted, you could list the exchange there, raise capital. Of course, there are certain measures that we put in place to ensure that we protect.
Let me throw you one. Go ahead.
So one thing all our viewers will be curious about is the level of security that ASX would have, because there are many stories of these kind of platforms and then something happens. How safe would someone feel? What are the security measures you've put in place to assure individuals to come and trust your business?
Well, first of all, if you mean in terms of software, we've got the best developers, the best technology, fintech behind our platform, and we do believe it's robust enough to protect our business and the users. So that I can assure everyone to have a peace of mind as they come to trade with us. If you mean this in terms of risk, in terms of volatility in the market, we are in no control of that. No one is in control of that. Volatility in the market is a fact of life, and so so is, just in every other market. That's how it's going to be.
Oh, the doorbell just rang. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure having you on the show, sharing your thoughts.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
Thank you so much.
wish you the best in your launch in Nigeria, and we'll be looking forward to other listings, in Nigerian listings. We'll be speaking with the founder and president of TE Markets, Ian Mvula. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Just a reminder to our viewers that none of the ladies of your view or TVC have stakes or interest or investments in this company. This is just a sponsored segment. Now, we're going to move on quickly right now to our African-themed Christmas giveaway. Clip that. Okay, let me go on a break. You guys need some tea.
No.
Let's go on a break. Are you sure?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. African-themed Christmas giveaway. Whoop, whoop. And we're going to be giving out our cash gift.
Yep.
Am I missing something, Mariam? Please go ahead. Oh, okay. Let's go on a break.
Okay.
Mariam needs a break.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Welcome back. It's our African-themed Christmas giveaway. Woo! Yes. So, for those of you that are not aware, since last week we'll be giving out 50,000 naira every single day on the show. And we got this money from the collective money from our fans that came up to 880,000 naira that we got from our fans. And since then, we've had 12 days of Christmas. We're giving out 50,000 naira every day since then. And then Eleganza came in and said, you know what, I'd like to participate and give some of your viewers also. So we have some coolers, some food coolers on set for our viewers. So anybody who calls in right now will get this set of coolers to go home from Eleganza. And during the show, we had from Ada Small, Esther called in, and they won this gift voucher from Ada Small. It's 50,000 naira worth, and I think it expires December 31st. So you need to quickly go there and do some shopping.
Some Christmas shopping.
There's at the ground floor, there's the groceries. First floor is women's and gift items. You can go there, have a lot of shopping for your family and friends. You would have, and I'm sorry, we have Goke from Ebutimeta. Deji from Ebutimeta. Are you welcome to the show?
Hello,
you are winner of this Eleganza coolers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. So tell us, how long have you been watching Your View?
I've been a fan for years, about 3 years ago.
Wow. Oh, fantastic. So just hold on onto the line. Our producers will get your details so they can call you up and then get you the coolers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for calling the show. Now, to the winner of the 50,000 Naira cash. Whoop, whoop. Shake it. Who's speaking? Who's speaking?
Shake it.
I picked yesterday.
Have you picked? Have you picked?
We've all picked. So let's start again.
Yeah.
Let me shake it.
Blow it.
Okay.
Somebody's about to get lucky. Somebody's prayers.
Tito Luwani. I will be grateful if chosen and given the money as I will add it to the money I want to use to organize the teenagers' Christmas handout. I'm planning for a few teams to address issues that teens are facing and for them to share and enjoy themselves in this festive period. Thank you in anticipation. Tito Luwani.
Congratulations. So our producers will reach out to Tito Luwani and then get his or her details, and we'll send the 50,000 Naira cash gift to them. Thank you so much. It's so exciting. I love this Christmas. It's African-themed Christmas.
And
but in this African, we have to add one more thing. Like, you know what? I don't know.
Like Ubatins.
B matters.
I don't have energy. I'm reading.
People bring this thing on set. You know, let the just be. Let's just be smelling. Just be here. You gotta make it African. You know. Let's think of something nice. All right, guys. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye for now.
Bye bye.